Today marks the 100th day of the war in Ukraine. Russia has gained some ground, but Ukrainian forces don't plan to back down anytime soon. NTD's Jason Perry spoke with a military affairs expert to get his analysis.
The United States is deterred, NATO is deterred from joining Ukraine in its war against Russia because of Russia's nuclear weapons.
Richard Fisher is a senior fellow at the International Assessment and Strategy Center. I asked him about Russia now controlling about 20% of Ukraine.
Well, before the war, Russia also controlled close to 20% of Ukraine. So after 100 days and an estimated 30,000 lives wasted, thousands of armored vehicles, almost 200 combat aircraft, perhaps many more helicopters. After this tremendous waste, Russia has really achieved nothing except the condemnation of the world.
But he said the Russians still have options. They can use their recently developed small nuclear weapons that can take out a large portion of a town or city, and that could break the resolve of the Ukrainian people.
But Russia does not use those nuclear weapons because it wants to prevent NATO and the United States from becoming actively involved in the war to support Ukraine.
But Fisher says if the war continues for another 100 days, the pressure on Russia to escalate its use of force will increase greatly. He offered advice for young people in the United States who are of draft age.
We are entering a new period of great power conflict. Conflicts that could escalate very quickly and become the basis for widespread drafting of youth. It is my observation, conclusion, that the American government simply is not doing enough to prevent the escalation of these conflicts that would then require the drafting of a generation of youth and sending them to war.
He went on to say that if you don't want to be drafted and sent off to war, you need to consider what it's going to take to arm your government sufficiently to prevent war. The last time Americans were drafted to fight in war was during the 1960s and 70s for the Vietnam War. Jason Perry, NTD News.